Have you ever stood in front of the mirror running your fingers through your hair and wondered when it all started to change? The strands that once felt full and rich may now look thinner, weaker, and sprinkled with silver. For many women, especially after 60, it's not just about appearance, it's about identity. Hair carries memory, confidence, and a reflection of how vibrant we feel inside. But what if I told you that across communities of women from small towns to bustling cities, there's a natural trick they're quietly swearing by? A remedy that doesn't involve harsh dyes or expensive salon treatments, but instead comes from something simple rooted in nature and backed by surprising science. Imagine stepping into your morning routine and noticing that your hair feels stronger at the roots, fuller in volume, and even showing a hint of its natural darker shade returning. Women who thought their best hair years were behind them are now sharing stories of renewal, and the best part, you can try it at home. Today we'll explore the natural method that's helping women over 60 rediscover not just their hair, but also their confidence and vitality. As the years pass, our bodies go through natural shifts, and hair is one of the first places where those changes show. By the time a woman reaches her 60s, several factors work together to make strands thinner, weaker, and more likely to turn gray. The first is melanin. This is the natural pigment that gives hair its color. Over time, the cells that produce melanin slow down and eventually stop leaving hair gray or white. This process is completely natural, but it often feels sudden and surprising. Next is hormonal change. After menopause, estrogen levels decline, and with it the protective benefits that estrogen once provided to hair growth. Without this support, hair follicles can shrink, producing finer, shorter strands. Then there's circulation. As we age, blood flow to the scalp decreases, meaning fewer nutrients and less oxygen reach the follicles. Hair needs that nourishment to grow thick and strong. And finally, lifestyle and environmental factors add up. Decades of stress, coloring, heat styling, and even sun exposure can all weaken the hair's natural resilience. The result: many women notice not only more gray hairs, but also a loss of density, volume, and shine. It's more than just a cosmetic change, it can touch self-esteem, making someone feel older than they truly are. But here's the encouraging news. By understanding why hair changes, we can also learn how to support it naturally. And that's where this simple trick comes in. Hair has always carried a deeper meaning than just style. For women, it's often tied to identity, youthfulness, and even how society perceives them. When hair begins to thin or lose its color, it can feel like a silent message that time is moving faster than we'd like. For many women over 60, this isn't about vanity, it's about visibility. A woman may feel vibrant and energetic inside, yet when she looks in the mirror or steps out into the world, thinning gray hair makes her feel invisible, overlooked, or less herself. Think about the role hair plays in confidence. A good hair day can make us stand taller, smile wider, and carry ourselves with more assurance. Now imagine the opposite, seeing your reflection and not recognizing the person staring back. That shift impacts not only how a woman feels about herself, but also how she interacts with the world. That's why so many women search for solutions that go beyond covering up with dye. They long for something that restores not just their hair's thickness and color, but also their sense of dignity and self-worth. And it's exactly this longing that has led women to rediscover a natural trick that's creating a quiet but powerful movement. So what is this natural trick that women over 60 are swearing by? Surprisingly, it's not a fancy serum or a pricey salon treatment. It's something that comes from the heart of nature: rosemary oil combined with gentle scalp massage. For centuries, rosemary has been treasured in Mediterranean cultures, not only as a cooking herb, but also as a remedy for circulation, memory, and vitality. Today, modern research has uncovered another benefit: its potential to support hair growth and restore natural color. The active compounds in rosemary are rich in antioxidants, which protect hair follicles from damage while also stimulating blood flow to the scalp. This combination nourishes follicles at the root, encouraging thicker, stronger strands. Some women also combine rosemary with a few drops of carrier oil, such as coconut or jojoba oil, and gently massage it into their scalp a few times a week. This simple ritual doesn't just feed the follicles, it also reduces stress, relaxes tension, and brings back that sense of self-care that many of us put aside for years. The results may not come overnight, but over time, women report their hair feeling fuller, shinier, and in some cases, even showing signs of darker tones returning. It's not a miracle cure, but it's a natural boost that's changing how women feel about their hair and themselves. It's one thing to hear about an old herbal remedy, but it's another to see science back it up. And rosemary oil has caught the attention of researchers for its surprising effects on hair health. In a well-known clinical study, participants with thinning hair used rosemary oil on their scalp twice a day for several months. The results were eye-opening. Rosemary oil performed as well as minoxidil, the most common pharmaceutical treatment for hair loss, in promoting hair regrowth. But here's the difference. Rosemary didn't come with the same side effects such as scalp irritation or dryness that often push people to give up on minoxidil. So how does it work? Rosemary oil is rich in compounds like carnosic acid and rosmarinic acid, powerful antioxidants that protect follicles from free radical damage. These compounds also have anti-inflammatory properties, reducing irritation around hair roots that can slow growth. Another key factor is circulation. Rosemary stimulates blood flow in the scalp, helping to deliver oxygen and vital nutrients directly to the hair follicles. This nourishment gives follicles the strength to grow thicker, healthier strands. And what about color? Some studies suggest that rosemary may help preserve natural pigment by protecting the melanocytes, the cells responsible for hair color, from premature decline. While it won't turn fully white hair jet black, again it can encourage a richer, darker tone in hair that still has some pigment left. Together, these benefits make rosemary oil a gentle but powerful ally for women who want a natural, sustainable way to care for their hair after 60. Science is reassuring, but what really convinces people are the stories of women who've tried this natural trick and seen results. Across online forums, support groups, and personal conversations, women over 60 are sharing how rosemary oil has quietly changed their relationship with their hair. Take Mary, a 67-year-old grandmother from Ohio. She had been struggling with thinning hair at the crown of her head for years. Coloring it only made it weaker, and wigs felt uncomfortable. A friend suggested she try rosemary oil mixed with coconut oil, massaging it into her scalp 3 times a week. After 4 months, Mary noticed her hair felt thicker when she brushed it. The patchy areas weren't gone, but they looked fuller, and for the first time in years, she wore her hair pulled back with confidence. Then there's Linda, 72, who lives in Arizona. Her hair had turned almost completely gray, but she still had some darker strands. She started using rosemary oil out of curiosity. After consistent use for 6 months, she noticed those darker strands looked richer, almost as if the pigment had deepened. She says, "I didn't expect to look 40 again. But I feel like myself again, and that's priceless." What's powerful about these stories is not just the physical change, but the emotional one. Women describe feeling hopeful, empowered, and proud of their reflection again. They're not hiding behind wigs or harsh dyes. They're embracing natural care that honors their age and beauty. These stories remind us that it's not about chasing youth, but about nurturing the best version of ourselves at every stage of life. Now that we know why rosemary oil works, let's talk about how you can try it at home safely and effectively. The process is simple, but consistency is key. Look for 100% pure rosemary essential oil. Since essential oils are very concentrated, you'll need to dilute it before applying it to your scalp. A safe mix is about 4 to 5 drops of rosemary oil in 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil, such as coconut jojoba or olive oil. Using your fingertips, gently massage the oil mixture into your scalp for about 5–10 minutes. This not only helps the oil absorb, but also stimulates blood flow to the follicles. Think of it as both a treatment and a moment of relaxation. For best results, leave the oil on for at least 30 minutes. Some women prefer to leave it overnight with a soft towel or cap, then wash it out in the morning with a gentle shampoo. Consistency is everything. Aim to use this method 2 to 3 times a week for several months. Most women begin noticing results, less shedding, softer texture, and improved volume after about 3 to 4 months of regular use. Remember, natural remedies take time. Patience and steady care will reward you with healthier, stronger hair. While rosemary oil can play a powerful role, it works best when paired with healthy lifestyle habits that nourish your hair from the inside out. Nutrition matters. Hair is made mostly of protein, so including protein-rich foods like eggs, beans, fish, and lean meats help support new growth. Omega-3 fatty acids. From salmon, walnuts, or flax seeds, keep the scalp hydrated and strands shiny. Vitamins like biotin, vitamin D, and zinc also play a key role in strengthening follicles. Stay hydrated. Drinking enough water ensures nutrients can actually reach your scalp and hair roots. Dehydration often shows first in dry skin and brittle hair. Manage stress. Chronic stress can disrupt hormones and slow down hair growth. Simple practices like deep breathing, walking, or even listening to calming music can protect your hair as much as your heart. Gentle care matters too. Skip harsh dyes and limit heat tools. Instead, use mild shampoos and let your hair air dry when possible. Even small choices like switching to a wide-tooth comb prevent unnecessary breakage. Together, these habits form a foundation. When combined with rosemary oil, they create the perfect environment for hair to thrive naturally, beautifully, and without extremes. When it comes to gray or thinning hair, there are plenty of myths that leave women feeling hopeless. Let's clear a few up. The first myth is that gray hair is permanent and nothing can be done. While it's true that once melanocytes stop producing pigment, the process can't be fully reversed. Protecting and nourishing follicles can help preserve the pigment you still have. That's why some women see darker tones returning with consistent care. The second myth is that natural remedies don't work. Many assume only chemicals or pharmaceuticals can restore hair. But studies on rosemary oil and other natural compounds prove otherwise. They may work more gently and gradually, but they can be effective. And finally, the myth that results should happen fast. Hair growth is slow by nature, about half an inch a month. Real results take patience, often several months. But steady progress is worth the wait. At the end of the day, hair is more than strands on our head. It's a story of who we are, the years we've lived, and the confidence we carry forward. For women over 60, the journey doesn't stop. In fact, it can feel like a beautiful new chapter. This simple natural trick, rosemary oil and gentle scalp massage, is not about turning back time. It's about honoring yourself, giving your body what it needs to thrive, and rediscovering the joy of looking in the mirror and seeing vitality reflected back. You don't need to chase youth, because beauty at this stage of life is about grace, wisdom, and the quiet strength that comes with experience. Supporting your hair is simply one way of celebrating all of that. So would you try this natural trick for yourself? Have you ever experimented with rosemary oil or other natural remedies? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your stories in the comments below. Remember, your hair, like your spirit, deserves care, patience, and love. After all, every age is the right age to feel confident, radiant, and truly yourself.